Hello everyone, welcome back to again my YouTube channel. To the Beyond of You, again I have sitting here for reciting one story from the book of 10th class, and that book name is here First Flight. Which topic about I have to see over the Beyond all of You. That topic name is here the Sermon at Banaras. This is very hilarious sort of the story from the book of 10th class. The student who is reading 10th class first, I would like to tell you all students, you must watch of this video contents. As far as this video content will be made by me, don't miss in watching. If you will be watching continually, then really you will get lots benefit from this chapter. If any questions will be asked related from this chapter, then you will feel to very cozy in answering. You will not get of any hustle in your life from this chapter for answering, rather for getting of any knowledge from this chapter. Now in this video I am going to explain of completely part of that story sentences in English to English for developing of English communication skills, because nowadays I am looking most of the students are facing from different kinds of the problem related from English speaking, whereas more any skills which is coming in English. For getting of that skills, most of the students are suffering. So I would like to tell to you, at first you listen to very carefully to completely sentences, which sentence I will define related from this chapter, that I will define in English to English, and you go to understand to completely of that story sentences and meaning about of that story content. Now let me come on the points. About of that points I am going to have the beyond of you. What is the content here and what is the topic here? The topic is here the sermon at Banaras. This is very nice chapter, and at first all of you have need to understand what is the meaning of sermon. If you will be understood to exactly about of the sermon, then really you will feel to very easiest to understanding to every point from this chapter. And Banaras, all of you are knowing to already, Banaras is a place, but sermon is not of any place. Sermon, there is such a sort of word. This is telling to me which knowledgeable speech is provided by any scholar man. That speech I can say that is sermon, whether that is preach, also you can say in other word. In this story there are mainly two characters. One is here Gautam Buddha, and second is focused here about of Kisa Gautami. First, all of you have need to understand about of Gautam Buddha. Who was Gautam Buddha? Gautam Buddha was a son of a king, and he was belonging from northern India. When he was about 12 years old, at that times he was sent in a bigger city for getting of Hindu sacred scriptures by his father. And when he went in city, then he got great knowledge about of Hindu sacred scriptures. And after completing of his course, again he came back to his state, and when he came back to his state, then he married with a princess, and also he had been a son. When he had been a son, then also he possessed of throne in his estate, means he enthroned in his estate, means he had been a king. And when he had been a king, then he was passing off his life with very pleasurely and with very nicely. He was not getting of any kinds of the disturbance, whether he was not getting of any hustle in his life for passing off his pleasure life in his estate. Till 10 years he passed off his life to very well. And after 10 years, one day his desire said, I would like to wander in every street in my estate. And he came out from his palace for one day. And when he went to some distance in his street, then he is looking different kinds of the people in his estate which he had not seen in his past life, as today he is looking. When he saw one beggar who was asking alms to going one door to door, some people were showing different reactions on that beggar. Then the king saw, and the king understood, my gods, what is happening with that beggar? And he was not knowing to any expressions about of beggar. So his desire state actually, this beggar who is asking alms, going one door to door, how does he realize? Actually, I should also taste that. And he made of this plan for testing. Then again he went to some distance. Then he saw any oldest persons who was hobbling from his life. Second thing he saw oldest person, and third he looking of more person who was a patient who was suffering from any kinds of the disease. And when he saw that persons who was wailing, who was weeping from any disease, then when he saw, then he started to think, my God, if any disease is acquired in any body, then how that person feels in disease body, whether in sickness body. In fourth step, again he is looking, one funeral processions was going on. When he saw that funeral processions and the pall bearded persons were going to tell Ram Nam Satya Hai, then he heard of that voice and he saw that dead body funeral procession. Then he started to think of that, my God, also the humans are died. These kinds of the matter in the previous, whether in the past life, he was not knowing what happens with them, which he had seen now. Then he thought of that, actually I have lack of the knowledge about of the world system. I am not knowing what is the system of the world. So just he decided to be a beggar first time, and he became a beggar, and he realized how the beggar realized to asking of alms, going one door to door. Till 7 years he kept on wandering in different place. After 7 years, just he decided to get to complete knowledge about of the world system. Then he thought, actually I should meditate. What do you understand the meditation means? Self mortification he was wanting to do. And under a one bio tree means under a one people tree, he is sitting, and under of that tree just he started to meditate. When he started to meditate, then after 7 days he got enlightenment in his life, means he got atonement knowledge, which he had lack of the knowledge. About of that knowledge he need that, and also he need that what is happening in our world. These all kinds of the things he need that under of 7 days. When he knew of that, then also he started to speech like of any a scholar man, and first he speeched to going in Banaras, the near of Ganga, and the bank of Ganga he was sitting, and he started to give off very effective speech the front of many people, and which philosophers were going, which visitors were going for visiting in Banaras, whether who was going for bathing in that Ganga. Then those all visitors also saw of Gautam Buddha, which was given by any knowledgeable advice, knowledgeable advice. Then just all of the visitors also started to attach with Gautam Buddha, and Gautam Buddha started to give very big speech. Then he started to make many disciples in his life, and many disciples also had been there. Now this story is situated here, and again in the next stage there is coming of next lady story, which I have told of you the first time. There is one more character, that is Kisa Gautami. Now there is starting about the story of Kisa Gautami. Kisa Gautami also was a lady. She had a son, and suddenly her son was died. When her son was died, then just she upset it, and in upsetting mind, just she started to move one door to door to taking of her son dead body in her hug for asking of any medicine for treatmenting of her son body. But when she started to move on door to door for asking of any sort of medicine, then no any person gave her of any medicine for recovering of her son, because all of the people knew that actually her son has died. Even if she is asking of any medicine for recovering, then who can give her? That's why no any people gave her of any medicine. But when she went more distance for asking of the medicine, then one person met to Kisa Gautami, and that person told of Kisa Gautami, actually, if you're wanting to get of any medicine for recovering of your son, then actually we can't give of any medicine, but there is one person in this world, that person can give the medicine for your son for recovering. If he will be gone with him, then sure he will give of you. Just listening of this matter, Kisa Gautami excited for knowing of that person's address, and just she requested to him, you give me the address about of that person who can give the medicine for recovering of my son. Then that man is telling, you will have to go to ceremony, means you will have to go to Gautam Buddha, and also Gautam Buddha childhood name was Siddharth. You will have to go to Gautam Buddha, and if you will be gone to him, sure he will give you medicine for treatmenting. And just she took to every address about of Gautam Buddha, and just she went Banaras, where Gautam Buddha was sitting making of his haltage. When she went the front of Gautam Buddha, then just Gautam Buddha saw the view of that Kisa Gautami, and also her son he saw. Then just he knew that actually her son has died. Even if she is asking the medicine for recovering of son body, then how will be recovered? That's not possible to recover of dead body. Then just Gautam Buddha started to think of that, actually I should answer her, and how to answer her about of that way. Just Gautam Buddha started to think to himself, and Gautam Buddha is telling to Kisa Gautami, because Kisa Gautami at that moment she was wailing, she was lamenting, and she was requesting, oh my lord, you give medicine for recovering of my son. Then first Gautam Buddha is telling to Kisa Gautami, at first you will have to be peace, you will have to be silent, then I can give of any medicine, and I will sure give you medicine if you keep patience. Then Kisa Gautami became silent for some while, and just Kisa Gautami told to Gautam Buddha, you tell to me what is the medicine, and what are you telling to me for bringing, whatever thing you will say to me for bringing or for giving of you, I will bring and I will give you. Gautam Buddha is telling, I am telling of you, you will have to bring a feast of mustard seed from those home in which home till now no any person have died. From that home you will have to bring a feast of mustard seed. When Kisa Gautami heard of that condition, means I shall have to bring a feast of mustard seed from that home in which home there has not died of any person, then for some time she also is stuck to thinking of that matter, actually I will get that mustard seed from any homes or not. Then she came in suspense for some time, and listening of this condition, just Kisa Gautami moved on from that place, and she started to go again one door to door for asking a feast of mustard seed. But when she was asking a feast of mustard seed from any house owner, then the house owner came to taking a feast of mustard seed for giving of Kisa Gautami. Then just Kisa Gautami asked with that house owner, now you tell to me one things, before taking of this mustard seed, I would like to ask of you some questions. Then just she question to that house owner, you tell to me, have any persons died in your home ever till now? Then listening of this matter, just the house owner bent off their head in other direction, because there was not of any such type of the home in this world, means in any home there was not died any family members. In every homes, all of you are knowing, any persons have died till now. Then that house owners does nothing answer her actually. Also in that house owners, any family members have died in the past life. Then how can they say in my home no any person has died? And just that house owner tells her actually many people have died in my family members in past life. When she listens of this matter, then just she is moved one next door, and again she is asking a fist of mustard seed from the other house owner, and again she does the same question which question was going to do with every house owner. But she did not get in any home, there was no died of any person in the world. After that, at evening time, just she was sitting beside of the road, and when she was sitting beside of the road to fragiling, when she did not get of that a feast of mustard seed from any homes, then fragiling she is sitting beside of the road. It was the time of evening and it was spreading of darkness in all over the place. When she was sitting beside of the road, then she was sitting becoming the way of city, and as the stage electric came in city, then she is looking in the city way, all of the bulbs of city are burnt, and when electric is gone away, then she is looking all of the bulbs were offed. Looking of that, just she started to conjecture, means actually also my son was like of any bulb, till when there was the soul inside of my son's heart, till then my son was alive, and when that light of soul has gone from the body of my son, then my son has died. Means now she knew that actually my son has died, and she is comparing about of that electric. Actually also the human's body is like of any electricity, till when there is electric in our body, till then we all are alive. When this electric will be gone, then all of you also will be died. This matter she knew there, and she thought actually how much am I selfish, my God. So she got the answer there. Actually man is mortal. The person who has come one time in this earth, actually they will have to go one day from this earth, and just she is stood up from that place, and she is going to running the front of again Gautam Buddha, and she is telling again to Gautam Buddha, now I have not need to get of any kinds of the medicine for recovering of my son. I knew exactly about of the old happening things. Then Gautam Buddha is telling to Kisa Gautami, actually you need that, then why did you come to me? Then Kisa Gautami is telling to Gautam Buddha, now I have come here for getting knowledge about of the world happening system, and you will have to make me also disciple. Kisa Gautami also is made the disciple of Gautam Buddha, and Gautam Buddha just started to preach very, and actually also Gautam Buddha is making understand her to telling of that you are knowing everything in this world that is destroyer, that is mortal. Man is mortal. Gautam Buddha is telling to Kisa Gautami, you are knowing everything that is destroyer. As many things you are looking in all over the place in this earth, these all are destroyer. This will not be consistent forever in this earth. One day everything will be destroyed. Which tree and all you are looking, also one day those all tree also will be destroyed. And also you can know about of any potter man. When any potter man make of any pot, and when that potter man Makes of penny pot at that moment also the potter means wish to breaking of that pot, and one day also that pot is broken. Means giving of so differences kinds of the knowledge. Now Gautam Buddha is making understand of Kisa Gautami. Kisa Gautami is feeling to very satisfied. The front of Gautam Buddha, and Gautam Buddha more one important matter. He is sharing with Kisa Gautami if any peoples who will be norms about of the world system, they will never grieve about of uh, their life. Whether if any person who will be died in their family, never they will weep and all. If you will remove of distress from the mind, then you will feel to happiest of the life in this earth. And if you will be thinking of any seriously of any matters till longer time, then really it will disturb of you, and you will never feel happiest, you will never feel pleasure of our life. Like this, giving a speech, now Gautam Buddha made understand her, and from that day, just she devoted of her life on the feet of Gautam Buddha, and she knew the all happening thing. This story is over there. I think the students who may have heard of a complete part of that story, all of you may have understood to completely. And if you have understood to completely, and if you liked of that videos, then please do like, subscribe, and share. Again, I will visit in my next video. Till then, bye bye. Thank you. Tata.